This is my full guide on how I built a large frame that got me a lot of attention and compliments throughout my life. I'm gonna do some assuming here. You're a young man who wants to look strong or be physically attractive to women, but let's be honest, you most likely want both. So I'm gonna go through the hierarchy of attractive muscles according to my experience when it comes to being both of those, starting from number 1, the back. This muscle group is probably the one that got me the most praises next to my arms. I remember many instances where I was done having sex, sitting on the edge of the bed, where the girls would just start to randomly compliment, caress me, or even take pictures without me asking, like this one, just because of how much they liked it, I guess. Having a wide back makes you look huge from any angle, regardless of how much clothes you have on, especially as you start developing thickness, plus it will add on to that V-taper. Number 2, the arms. This part of my body is the one that got me the most attention throughout my life, as they were really developed as a kid. Your arms are always visible, especially if you're a person like me that is constantly hot and goes through all weathers with a shirt only. I think the biceps are much more important than the triceps for the looks of your arms. Of course, the triceps make up the most part of your arm size, but the biceps are the show-off muscle that always impresses people when asked to be flexed, especially as you develop veins on it. The forearms are also a particularly important muscle group when it comes to looking strong, as they represent hard work. You can see on this old pic of me that I lacked forearm thickness and it made my physique look thin and weak. I've already uploaded many guides on how to train them if you want to get into serious forearm training methods. Number 3, neck and traps. Having a thick neck is a sign of high testosterone and will make you look less like a little boy. Your neck will most likely always be exposed no matter what type of clothing you wear, and the upper traps will add that thick upper body look while making the base of your neck look bigger. A quick tip that I didn't include in my neck training video: you must train sides. It will skyrocket your gains from a front view perspective, and I've been skipping it. You can do so by doing static holds on both sides of your neck for a defined amount of time for a few sets. Training your neck also has many other benefits than looks, like when doing combat sports, so make sure to take that into account. In 4th place we've got shoulders. Now you're probably thinking that I'm crazy to put them this low on the list, but I've never had crazy shoulders, so not much was said about them throughout my life, but they will help you make you look even wider. For this, I only do lateral raises. I prefer doing it on a pulley, but I didn't have clips. I only focus on the lateral delts specifically, as I think that the other parts get enough stimulation while hitting other muscle groups. Next, we've got upper chest. It is the most important part of the chest when it comes to developing a thick upper body look, as if you're lacking in this area, your pecs will look a bit saggy. I still have to improve a lot, as chest is my weak point, but I started doing incline dumbbell press not too long ago, and I must say that the results are far quicker than the barbell incline. Quick side note, I also found that training upper chest will make gynecomastia less apparent when wearing clothes, so it most likely will make you feel better when you're out in public. Next, abs and legs. Now, don't get me wrong, you should absolutely train them. I just think that they are the least important on the list when it comes to looking attractive, which could seem counterintuitive concerning abs, as the majority of people think that they are the most important muscle for this, but I've been there. I've been really lean and low body fat, and I don't think my abs were even mentioned once, so from my experience, not that good. If you think your bone structure will prevent you from achieving your goals of being large, I would say you're completely wrong. I don't look anything like the way I was before, because I didn't let my genetics discourage me, and I put in the work day after day. I looked like nothing when I started. I had an extremely narrow frame with a blocky waist, almost as large as my shoulders. The only thing I had going on for myself was a bit of biceps and maybe forearms, but other than that, I looked fragile, I think that's the word. And my face wasn't making it any better, like, come on bro, what is this? I think I should do a looks maxing video at some point, but back to the point, how can you achieve this? By bulking. It was by far the best decision I've made. Hopefully you can listen to me and do it too, because I tell you what man, it is life changing. Now, how to bulk properly and avoid the mistakes I've made? When I started, I just wanted to get big as fast as possible. I was 60 kilos, that's about 130 pounds, and I was tired of being this light, so I went on an aggressive bulk. Back then I ate so little food throughout the day that just by starting to track my calories, I put on 10 kilos in a few months, and surprisingly, there was barely any fat. I think it is because of the fact that before that I was literally starving myself and ate around 1500 calories to 2000 max a day, because I never had any appetite, so I bulked up to 70 kilos and that's where I started to get greedy, and hopefully you will avoid that mistake. I wanted to be much bigger, so I increased my calories intake from 3500 to 4000 without any reason and gained 10 kilos again, but this time much faster than before. I was finally feeling big, but I couldn't realize that I had just gotten fat and I went way too fast. So what you can learn from this lesson is to be patient and go for a slight caloric surplus that will allow you to make steady gains over a long period of time without gaining any excess fat fat and having to do months of recomp like I did. I completely understand your desire of finally feeling big and noticeable, but I can assure you that going too fast will just give you the opposite problem of wanting to lose that excess weight. Cardio. Doing your cardio as you're bulking is really important. Even when you're not bulking, it still is, but I'd recommend you go for daily walks. That's what I've been doing for the past year, for about 1 hour a day. I think it's considered as low intensity steady state cardio, which is the best for losing fat. By doing all that walking outside, you will get your much needed sunlight, so just go touch some grass, bro. I used to run to the gym instead of walking, but I developed sharp shin splints by doing so for whatever reason. So just do the form of cardio you enjoy, as long as you're consistent. There are so many things to do in order to maximize gains, like sleeping well, consuming healthy food, and optimizing testosterone, but you know the drill, and if you don't, I'll make some other guides dedicated to that in the future. Growing your ideal masculine body will take a lot of learning and patience, so use the internet and all the knowledgeable people's advices about fitness. It is the key to not do dumb, obvious mistakes that I fell for in the past. I started going to the gym at 13, and back then fitness content was nowhere near as big online as it is now. In fact, there was almost no one to listen to, especially in my first language, so I couldn't turn to anyone for advices when I needed them. And I just thought that if I trained every day hard enough, I would end up looking like Denis Seplenkov. And that is the reason why I stayed at 60 kilos for most of my life, because I didn't even fathom the concept of eating more food to get bigger, especially to track my macros. I had no idea how. And this kind of mistake is so easy to avoid when seeking knowledge, so I highly encourage you to do just that. If you want to know how to grow a certain muscle group, go watch a video about it on YouTube. Same for how to have correct form on any exercise. If you want my exact routine, it's a push-pull legs. I uploaded 3 videos about each day back then, but I wouldn't recommend to take them into account as quite a lot of things changed and some of the advices were really bad in it. And for the last exercise, I'll do 4 sets of reverse curls for 20 to 22 reps. Just listen to your body, goddammit. Just listen to your body, goddammit. Nerd! With this mindset, I was doing 26 reps of lateral raises because I felt an intense burn. Well, of course I did, with such a high rep range that had nothing to do with hypertrophy anymore. I was just filling my muscles with lactic acid, but I thought I was productive because the burn was so painful. And of course that led to very little hypertrophy gains. So now what I do is 4 sets of 12 to failure, while always trying to go beyond the 12, and in general, if I manage to reach 15 reps, then it means it's time to add more weight. It's been working wonders for me, especially for my arms. Don't fear breaking form for the last reps, you will get much more growth by doing that than by just stopping when the targeted muscles can't push anymore. It just shows that no matter where you are in your fitness journey, you can still make mistakes. Just don't blindly listen to anyone and do your research. I'm still learning, and I forever will, and I also want to help other guys achieve their objectives in a more personal way, so I thought about making a community of brothers where we would all be helping each other about fitness, dieting, self-improvement and so on. I have so much to tell about this subject, man. I'll try to create this community as fast as I can and build it from scratch with the first guys who join. It will be in the description of this video when it's done, but thanks for watching this far. I will do my best to go on the daily upload also, so see you.